Good morning. Today we have Kamran Khozan from CVMR, and you have just made some incredible news for the entire critical mineral sector with the deal you announced with RAMINVEST Holding to create a $7 billion gold-backed critical minerals fund. So how about we start there?
Sure. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm sure in your position and at CMI, you hear a lot of news, and to give us this opportunity to talk about what we're doing, I'm grateful to you. Um, as you know, mid-sized corporations in the mining and refining business always have had a difficulty raising funds. The larger corporations are it's easier for the larger corporations to raise funds because their share values are high, they have credit ratings with the banks and so on. Keep that aside. CVMR Corporation, which I own and manage, has been in business for 40 years. And one of the major principles we have, beside being environmentally neutral, is we have never, ever in our history borrowed a single dime from anybody. So, how do you raise money? The kind of funds that we like to have for building refineries that are $1 billion to $3 billion, and you deplete your resources very quickly trying to do that with your own money. And you don't want to borrow money. So there is this new fandangled thing in the market called tokens, which we latched onto. And a digital token allows you to own assets and bypass the corporation that, in fact, owns that asset. Now, if you tokenize gold, a digital token that is backed by gold. Uh, Gold usually in this day and age, with all the stuff that is going on politically, has been rising and probably will keep rising indefinitely. Therefore, it is one of the most basic assurances that in the market one can have. Take that and make it physical gold, not a digital dream. Physically put $7 billion worth of gold in a vault that you can go and touch and feel, and that backs whatever investment you make in the assets that you like to invest in. Those assets being also minerals such as nickel, cobalt, uranium, and so on. The difference is gold fluctuates in percentage terms much less than other metals. The commodity market does not have as much influence on gold as it has on other metals. CVMR probably owns over $300 billion worth of assets in the ground, proven reserves. But to come out with that and try to tokenize it as it is would be very difficult for the financial institutions and individuals to understand the future of this in kind of investment and predict how, for instance, uranium is going to behave. However, gold is much more certain, and investing in gold is something that these days everybody likes. So we put all these diverse elements together, and we came up with something that you have been kind enough to publish. Finatrade Finance is based in Switzerland. That's where the gold is, and also in Dubai, the IFC. Wingold and Metals DMCC is based in Dubai, And these two organizations are held together under a holding company called RAM Investment. RAM Investment and CVMR Corporations entered into a partnership 50-50 to generate what I just tried to explain. CVMR brings about $25 billion worth of proven reserves of nickel, uranium, cobalt, and copper into the deal. And we are going to accept investment and all those tokens that will be issued to the investors will be backed by the physical gold that I mentioned.
I really enjoyed the way you explained that. And further to that, now with these tokens, will they be extended to the public? It's my understanding that they've already been sold. Is that correct?
That is correct. I think about 200 million have been sold. But yes, it will be open to the public. It will be open to North America, especially, and the NATO countries. We have incorporated a joint venture company in the United States. That's our main target. It's called Critical Metals Fund Corporation, CMFS. Sorry, CMFC. And it is going to be functioning as of next week. And most of those tokens in the United States will be issued through this entity.
Cameron, I'm certain we're going to be inundated with questions about this fund. Will you be putting this all on your website, or where will we be able to send people to get more information?
It will be on our website. I'm grateful to you for promoting it the way you have. Um, but the best way to handle this would be when Critical Metals Fund Corporation is up and running next week. We will then issue a totally new set of references and websites for that purpose only, away from CVMR and all the other corporations I just mentioned.
So it's my understanding that you will be selling up to $7 billion worth of tokens, and you have commitments for 200 million thus far. Is that correct?
Yes, it will be beyond 7 billion. 7 billion is a guarantee. Remember, CVMR is coming in with $25 billion worth of assets, proven assets. The total purchase allowed is a matter of speculation in the market, of course. But today I can say that about $32 billion can be purchased. $7 billion of that will be guaranteed by gold. And then the rest will be guaranteed by uranium, nickel, and all the other assets that we have, copper and so on.
The physical gold that you talked about with that you can feel will be held where? Would that be in your with your Swiss partners, or where do you plan on keeping the gold?
It is currently in Switzerland, yes. Yes.
Now, here's the part that many people out there are going to be very interested in, and that is, of course, how will you select what companies you will be investing in?
That's difficult to say. What I know in my world, limited world, is mining and refining. So we'll be investing in corporations that are in this field. But more importantly, our new strategy is, given what's going on politically around the world, we like to build plants where the minerals are, rather than deplete them and bring them to wherever we live. There are two reasons for this. One is the countries are waking up, especially in Africa, they're waking up to the reality that they don't want to lose their assets so easily. And having a refinery, it creates jobs, but more importantly, it allows the youth of that country to be educated in a field that actually is quite different from uh, primitive way of earning a living in those countries. That is very important politically, economically, but also the other reason is United States and Europe do not have enough refineries to handle the kind of metals, the consumption of the metals that is required in these countries. Therefore, it's better if we build it where the mines are. It is cheaper to transport finished products than raw materials. Um, it allows us to act faster because we know that there is an acute shortage of critical metals in the NATO countries, especially in the United States. This allows us to move much faster. Um, and for those two reasons, I think we will be investing in not only mining and refining corporations, but also in the countries that have those mineral resources. That means associating with local universities, building schools, building training centers, and the things that create an infrastructure around this venture.
Your news release title, I just want to go back to, you're going to be dedicated to mining, refining, and monetizing various mineral resources to ensure a stable supply of refined critical metals to the United States and other NATO member countries.
Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be based in the United States. Where is the fund going to be based, the Critical Materials Fund Corporation?
It is going to be in New York. Funny enough, we just discussed it, but it's incorporated in Wyoming.
Okay, so it's incorporated in Wyoming, but will be out of New York, New
Yes.
York City. Okay, so in addition to this, obviously you're incredibly busy as you're setting this up. Can you comment any further about the size of the board, for instance, that will be involved in this? Because obviously this will be an incredibly influential board and have to have a lot of government relations, because this is arguably a geopolitically driven fund.
Yes.
Can you comment on that?
We already have two ex-president and prime ministers from Africa, a number of high-ranking officials of various administrations in the United States. The total board of directors will be about seven. More than that, I think it would not be very functional, in my experience. Seven people who have direct experience with what we're doing and are influential within the governments that we like to move. At least they know the ropes, they know who to talk to and what to do.
CVMR actually is involved. You process 36 critical minerals, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
So will they be the 36, will that be the official critical materials list for the Critical Materials Fund?
Well, as you know, Tracy, U.S. announces critical metals on a periodic table. Right now, I think there are 54 critical metals. Am I correct? So 36 is something that we have experience in and we can refine without any problems. That does not end the scope of what we can do. We are trying continuously to do research and development to expand our ability to bring in other metals into the process that we own and a process that is environmentally friendly. That is the main bottleneck for being able to refine all the metals that we want to. But so far, you're correct. We refined 36 different metals. I think by next year, that will be increased to about 40.
Cameron, thank you so much for the update on this extraordinary and very disruptive news to the entire critical mineral sector. We look forward to an ongoing update. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tracy.